All right, lesson 8. One thing I do want to mention, I noticed on our warm-up, a lot of people mentioned when you looked at similar objects, and we talked about, yes, the angles are the same. And if you have a square and a rectangle, you got to be careful because the angles are the same there as well. That doesn't make them similar. Right, so yes, the angles have to be the same, but what do the sides have to be in order to be similar? So let's say I have two rectangles. Two and 5, and this one is 4 and 10. Okay, angles, yes, angles are the same. They're all 90 degrees. But what has to be true about the sides? It has to be a scale factor. It has to be proportional is another way to say it. Everything times 2. So some of you mentioned, yes, the angles are the same, but you have to look at the sides as well. So if you're wondering about your warm-up from yesterday, that is the case. Had to mention both of those things. All right, 8.1. Again, talking about similar shapes. We're going to concentrate on triangles today. The first question is a review from kind of order of operations. It says, can you use 3 numbers and get an answer of 20? Okay, it says we can use 4, -2, and 10. Add, subtract, multiply, divide as you see fit. See if you can get to 20. It's asking for 3. Why don't you just see if you can get one, and we'll discuss it. Might need to throw in some negative signs. Try to get an answer of 20 using those numbers. Anybody got one? Okay, 10 times 4 is 40. Divided by -2 would be -20. So I would just have to throw a negative out front to make sure it ends up as a positive 20. So there would be 1. I could do 4 divided by -2. That would be -2 times 10. That would be -20 again. So I'd have to throw a negative in front of one of these to get a positive. Doesn't matter which one. And I could do 10 divided by 2. That would, of course, would be 5 or -5. Times 4 would give me 20. Again, you're going to need a negative to get rid of this negative sign to get a positive 20. Doesn't matter where you put it. We'll put it in front of the 4 just for fun. All right, now we're going to make some triangles. Okay, it says your teacher will give you some dried pasta. We're going to use spaghetti here. Just be careful so you don't make a big mess. You can work with partners on this as well. It says create a triangle using 3 pieces of pasta and angle A. Okay, so angle A is right here. So you're going to make this angle using pasta. Maybe you want to trace it on a different sheet of paper and then lay the pasta out here. That's up to you. But you're just going to make a triangle using that angle. So that angle for sure has to be in there. Make sure you mark it A and then answer the questions as it says, or as you see fit there. Yeah, we're just going to follow along there. Goes on to question 2, pretty self-explanatory, and question 3 as well. And then we'll discuss once everybody gets a chance. So go ahead and get in your groups. Then I will hand you your angles and your pasta. So groups of 2, please. some blank paper, put these on, help yourself. All right, you can go ahead and start once you have your pasta. I recommend not eating it. So start following those directions that you see on 67. Tape up here. Probably got glue sticks, you can have that too. Yep, and you make them as long as you want. You can absolutely break the spaghetti. Need to do the first one together, or we got it? What do you think? Good? So I traced mine on a sheet of paper first, so I know what A looks like. You can make them however long you want. I want them to fit on a piece of paper. Why? Spin it up. Is there any in there? Oh, then just throw it away and grab a different one. There's more in there. I think all glue is sticky. All right, once you make your triangle, what else were the directions? Measure every side. So everybody's triangle is going to be different, even though you have angle A there. I'm just going to use centimeters. .5 for me. 8.5. 10. Okay, then it wants you to measure the angle. I don't know if you guys have used protractors much, but the little crosshairs here goes right on this point. And then make sure your spaghetti is on this line over here as well. So everybody should have a similar answer for A here. Mine looks about 50 degrees. So your angle A should be around 50 because we all should have the same angle no matter what. Okay, so I'm going to write 50 in there. Now everybody else's angles are going to be different. That looks to be 90 for me. That means this would be 40. So label all your sides, measure all your angles. If you have trouble with your angles, let me know. 70. Well, they should have 180. You taping it on that sheet? How are you going to get the other piece on there? What's your plan, Parker? What's your plan?
Was that sure?
No, that's right. Maybe 70. 74-ish. But yeah, they should add up to 180. This is 50 and this is 80. That's not 80. Just do your math. What are you missing to get 180? You don't even have to measure it. Everybody done with that one? Still working on A? All right, anybody else have theirs done? Yeah. Some of the A's might have been a little different. I remember if they were all the same. Anybody have a lot smaller A than 50? And I think some of those papers were a little different. Maybe not. All right, go to number 2. Use more pasta and angles ABC to create another triangle. Okay, so which one? Let's just go B. Start with B. Angle B somewhere on there. Make it whatever triangle you want. I know people have different B's now. If you need more pasta, help yourself. You guys hogging the tape? You guys got your second triangle done? All measured? Angles? Sides? Wow, I'm slow then. All right, I'd like you to walk around and see if you can find somebody that has a similar triangle to you, or maybe even a congruent triangle to you.
That's a waste of spaghetti. I wanted to eat it.
And they can eat it after it's on there.
Chew on it, yeah.
eat it?
Hey, what are the odds on the Rams, Arizona? I'm looking at the picture, kind of want to get it all. But I don't want to waste some. Down. And they're the Rams are versus the Cardinals. Because you're both are.
was one of my favorites. Philadelphia, 7 points, Buffalo is 14. Buffalo shoots are 10 and a half. Yeah, that's 13.
The Dolphins are maybe
Yeah.
I know. So should I go with the Rams and take a chance?
We should put it
How
down.
about you?
I'm going Dolphins.
You're just trying to stay in.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm looking ahead to the future.
Chip in a chair.
I'm looking ahead to the future.
Chip in a chair.
Go get some.
Hey, compare yours with the other group, see if you find somebody that's similar. Triangle you made.
We have Jim Kim. This better be a song. It is. Maybe we should do it. Yeah, it's kind of hard. Okay, we'll do it. Yeah. Before you put this. We'll make try.
Anybody else have a B with a 90 degrees? Is yours similar or congruent to this one? Similar, 45, 45, 90. That's usually a popular one if you get a 90 degrees. The other ones are close. Remember, angles the same, sides are proportional. Sometimes a 30, 60, 90 is a common one as well. Okay, if you're still finishing that one up, that's fine. I'd like you to take a peek at page 70. We're going to look at number 3 here for a minute. Then we'll have a little cleanup with our spaghetti. It says 3 different triangles, 3 different scale factors were used. Okay, can we find them? So DJI is this triangle right here. So I'm looking for triangles that are similar to that one. The easiest scale factor would be a scale factor of 1, right? Exactly the same. Do you see any triangles that are the same there?
Yeah.
Say that again. J what? JEF, this triangle right here. You could say this triangle, you could say this triangle, you could say triangle. Yeah. Any of these would be a scale factor of 1 that's the same size. So there's one scale factor. Do you see any triangle that's bigger? Sure. Thank you. Triangle that's bigger than that. Give it to me. Yep, it's got to be the same angles. So it's something on the outside, but it's not as simple as DIC, right? That's not the same triangle. Look a little harder. DAB, yeah, the really big one. Right, the really big one, that is certainly a bigger scale factor there. So that one could be listed as well. There's one in between those. E, F, H, yeah, it would have to be a line there to be considered, otherwise that would be, but F and H are not connected yet. It's on the outside. Say that again?
Oh.
E, D, E, that's another big one, that's just like this one.
A-J-E.
Yes, AJE. So it's this triangle right here or this one here. The whole thing. It's a little triangle and this triangle that we said didn't work because of the angles. So the last one would be this whole thing right here. That's kind of in the middle. Those are the three scale factors. Okay, again, how do you know? How do you know? This was the warm-up from yesterday. Angles are the same. Sides are proportional. Use a certain scale factor. And he already mentioned number 2 here. It said find a triangle that is not similar. You said, well, there's a triangle there. It is not. The angles aren't the same. I think you said DIC or CID. Up in the shape there. Not similar. Angles are different. So similar triangles, angles the same, sides proportional. Keep that in mind anytime you talk about similar triangles. All right, so there are 5 questions for you today, starting on 72, all the way to 74 due tomorrow.